If you'd like to give your visitors a way to subscribe to your Mailchimp audience on your blog or website, you can either use the subscriber pop-up form or a regular sign-up form which is embedded on your website. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can create both and how you can integrate it into your WordPress website. So let's get started. So I'm at the dashboard area of my Mailchimp account. The first thing that you need to do is to have an audience. An audience is a place where you can store all of your subscriber contacts. To create one, just in case you don't have an audience list, let me show you how to do that. So up here at the header is where all of the magic happens. What you need to do is click on audience, and then you need to click on create audience. As of recently, Mailchimp only allows you to create one audience list. So if you already have an audience list, you won't be able to create more than one. So just be aware of that. Now, if you don't have an audience list, this is what you need to do. You need to complete the details here. For audience name, I've put Natura Vita Newsletter. Then you need a default email address. I've put here my Gmail address, but if you have a website email address, that's better because it's more professional, obviously. Your default name, use something that is recognizable to your subscribers. Obviously, you need to put your address, that's mandatory. For form settings, I'm not enabling any of these, and then I'm going to save. And that's it, I've created my list. Once you have created an audience, the next step is to click on your audience name. I'm going to click on my audience name, which is Natura Vita Newsletter. And this is how I can access my sign-up forms. Then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on sign-up forms. There are different kinds of sign-up forms that Mailchimp offers. You've got Form Builder, and this is where you design your sign-up form, and then you have a link which you can paste in your social media platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and so on and so forth. The second is embedded sign-up forms. I will show you how to do this in just a second. And then we have subscriber pop-up, which I'll show you how to design now. So if you want to customize your subscriber pop-up, click on it. All right, so this is the pop-up form that I have already created. Let me show you how I created this pop-up form. As you can see on the right-hand side, you have three areas. You've got design, fields, and content. And this is how you can then customize your pop-up form. The first thing we're going to do is to modify our format. We've got three options here. You've got modal, which is this format here. You've got slide. As you can see, it slides in from the right-hand side. And then we've got fixed. And this is where the pop-up form is fixed at the bottom here. So we're going to choose modal for this example. Also, if you scroll down a little bit, you've got different display options. So you can choose immediately. And this just means that when people visit your website, the pop-up form will be displayed immediately when they come. You can also choose after 5 seconds, after 20 seconds, when they scroll to the middle of the page, when they scroll to the bottom, or on exit. I like to choose scroll to the middle of the page because it shows that people are somewhat interested in your content and they're much more likely to fill in their details. So I'm going to select scroll to middle of page. If you want to add an image, click on content and then click on replace. If you click on upload, this is how you can upload an image to your Mailchimp library. So I'm going to click on upload, then choose an image from your computer, like say this one, for example, and then click on open. And this is the image that I have already uploaded to my Mailchimp library. So I'm going to select it and then I'm going to click insert. Also, just a tip, make sure that your image is rectangular so that it fits nicely into the pop-up. The size dimensions for my image here is 1280 by 720 pixels. So I'm going to X out because I have already inserted this image. And also, if you want to edit your image, you simply click on edit. And then you can make modifications to your image on the left-hand side here. So you can crop and resize, you can add filters, and so much more. Again, I'm going to close because I like the image as it is. So you can see we're still at content. I'm going to scroll down, and this is where we can add our text. I've got here, get your free healthy recipes and raw honest wisdom today. So you can add whatever you want, which will appear right under the image. And then you can make modifications to your text up here. So for example, if I wanted to make this text italic, I can select it and then I can select italic. So I'm going to undo what I've just done. Alright, so this is how you can add text to the body here. Now we're going to scroll down. And the next section is the footer area, so we can add text to our footer area. If you want to see the footer area on your pop-up form, you'll need to scroll down. However, you can't use this part here to scroll down, unfortunately. So what you need to do is you need to double click in this dark area here, just outside your pop-up box. Double click, and then use the arrows that are pointing upwards and downwards on your keyboard to scroll up and down. So I'm going to scroll down using the arrow that is pointing downwards, and you can see that the text has been added here. I'm going to delete this text because I don't want to add any footer text. Then I'm going to scroll down some more, and this is where we can add our sign up success message. So once people have filled in their email address or first name, they will then receive this message here. Thank you for signing up. I think the default message is thank you for subscribing. So add whatever you want in this area here, and you can see that this is what people will then receive after they have signed up. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to scroll back up, and now I'm going to click on fields. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select first name, and you can see that it has added the first name field underneath the email address field. The reason why I like to collect people's first names along with their email address is because I want to have the option to add people's first name when I send out newsletters, just to make the emails more personal. So the next step is to modify this subscribe button. So I'm going to click on design, then I'm going to scroll all the way down. So underneath button style where it says text, I'm going to change what it says here to get access. You can see that it has changed it here. And also I'm going to change the color of the button. To do that, I'm going to click in the color box where it says background color, and I'm going to change it to a punchy orange. If I want to view the pop-up form on a mobile device, I click on mobile, and this is how it looks on mobile and on desktop. Okay, so I'm happy with that. The next step is to publish my pop-up form. So I'm going to click on publish, select publish. Then I want to get the code, so I'm going to click on view code. So what you want to do now is to select this code, copy it. So if you have a right sidebar on your home page, then you can paste the code in here, and I'll show you how to do that. If you don't have a right sidebar on your home page, what you can do, so for example this website here, I don't have a right sidebar on my home page. So what I can do is I can paste the code in the footer area. So it doesn't really matter where you paste your pop-up as long as you paste it somewhere on your home page. So let me show you how to do this right now. I'm going to go to the dashboard area of this website, which is Papa English. Then I'm going to click on appearance, and then I'm going to click on widgets. So I'm going to paste the code in the custom HTML tab. So I'm going to select the tab, and I'm going to drag it all the way down to the footer first area, and I'm going to dump it right there. So basically for this website, because I don't have a right hand sidebar, I am pasting it in the footer area. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to paste the code in here, and I'm going to save and click on done. And I'm going to scroll to the middle of my home page. There you go. So there is the pop-up. So be aware that the first time a visitor comes to your page, they will see this pop-up form. Mailchimp will then store a cookie in the visitor's browser so that they don't get the pop-up form more than once. So once you X out, you will not get this pop-up form again. So don't X out if you want to see this pop-up form. Also, if you'd like to make changes to your form, return to your settings in Mailchimp to make your edits. As soon as you publish those changes to the Mailchimp form, they will automatically be reflected when the pop-up form is shown to the next user. So be aware of that. Alright, so if you want to add an embedded sign-up form to your website, click on Embedded Forms. So Mailchimp offers you different options. You've got the classic version, which asks for a person's email address and first name. You have the condensed version. Then you have horizontal, unstyled, and advanced as well. So we're going to modify the classic version. So I'll click on classic. If you want to remove the first name field, you can by clicking this box here. I'm going to show all fields. And if you want to change what it says here, simply change the text here. So once you have customized your form, you want to copy this code. I'm going to go back to my WordPress website. This is the dashboard area. Again, I'm going to click on Appearance and Widgets. So I want to paste the code on the right sidebar of my website. So again, I'm going to select Custom HTML. I'm going to add. I want the code to show on the right sidebar of my website. So I'm going to select 1 and then I'm going to save widget. If I go back to my home page and if I refresh it, it should show on the right hand side of my website. There it is. And you can see that it also adjusts according to the size of the right hand sidebar of your website, so you don't have to worry about that. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up and also subscribe for more videos like this.